Well, Coach, the seating capacity is 65,000 at Ford Field, and we are right around that number today. A good crowd on hand and seemingly ready to go in the Motor City. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Seattle Seahawks and the Detroit Lions. This fielded at the 2.
Jeez, he's got like an army of people there. Oh, I squeezed through.
And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
All right, here we go. Let's see what this guy's got. Seattle. I'm going to put this up higher.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. The first carry now. This is Johnson. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's 2nd down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface.
First down, I got 2nd and 7 here. Let's see what I'm going to give him.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Got box load up with 6.
Lock it.
Running from the gun, Johnson. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here.
All right.
Just a yard up to the 39.
3rd and 7
a 1-yard
to
gain
go.
there following the 3-yard pickup on 1st down.
3rd and 6 to go here.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. Operating from the gun.
Oh,
and this is
and I got wide open, and of course I couldn't complete it because defense was right on me.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them.
Should not return this. It should be out of bounds.
Away as he angles this one for the sideline. And they won't risk defending a return here. That one's out of bounds, and it'll be spotted.
There we go.
Spotted at the 14-yard line.
Now I got to play some defense here. He's coming out in 3 receiver wide. I don't think he should go deep at all.
It's just me and you. Leo. Whip. Watch the whip.
On 1st down, Ray. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's dropped just shy of the 25 at the 24.
Call right
10
away.
yards and a Seattle 1st down.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
Go.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw.
Look at that.
And this is scooped up
Boom.
by the Lions. And into the end zone, a scoop and score on the fumble
Defense
return
just
for the Detroit
scored a touchdown.
Extra point attempt here.
You're not going to be happy about that, Seattle, are you? All right, now I got to copy this link. Post it in.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kicks away following that fumble return.
I can't believe I got a defensive turnover for a touchdown.
In the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25
right, let's go
on the touchdown.
Chat. All right, just posted that up. We got our second Our game on.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today,
Nice
they
blitz.
would be the #1 seed.
Good blitz.
That's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
Looking to throw on second down. Ray, they'll get this into the hands of Deion Kane.
Guy knows how to
It's a pickup of 12, and
throw
that'll
to a
set up
certain
a third
spot.
down.
I see. We need to make sure we stop him here.
Ready? 50's the mark. And watch the lane. Get it.
And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Ray. And that'll be knocked
almost
away.
got another
It's
pick there.
incomplete.
Better be careful.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has
Take
to
that
keep
off.
Another
Pick it
throw
off.
on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well. He was
Pick
looking
that
for
off.
Evan Ingram, the tight end.
It's right to you.
But now it'll be
He
3rd
gave you a
down.
present.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Where's his best player?
From the gun, Ray.
How did I not pick that
It's
off?
complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets
He
into enemy
threw it right to me.
territory. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first.
I need something else to put underneath this thing. Let me raise it up a little bit more.
So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. They run Smallwood. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Let's learn about numbers. Switch to the number mode.
To throw on 2nd down, Ray looking for Godwin, and he's got him complete.
Right
The
there.
reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. Do you know what else you're looking for? Who are the freshest guys
Nice job.
coming off the last game to play on
All right, we
Thursday
held 'em.
night? Guys have a
Nice
little
job.
extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often. You absolutely have to have this early on, right? 3rd and short, they elect to throw for it, and that's normal NFL football. They're going to throw on 3rd and short, but you've got to hit it, don't you?
Yeah, in the first quarter, like you said, to set the tone, can't connect there.
There's no way he's kicking this. Gonna take the penalty.
That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short.
Long.
No
Yeah, I
good.
mean, he just gave
And
me the
this
ball on the
score will stay right where it is.
48-yard line.
Well, I was watching him in warm-ups, and he hit a 62-yarder that hit the crossbar and went over. This one a little bit inside of that, but not enough leg.
And the difference is what?
Well, your live conditions.
Live conditions, game conditions are a whole lot different than practice, where you just pop it up there, no rush, no pressure. I think maybe that takes a couple of yards away from you when you have to do it when it's real. They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
65, 65, 65.
We got the numbers.
On the ground. This is Johnson.
Can't
Leaks
block.
past him.
Get upfield.
Now third down is looming. A
4
pickup
yards,
of 2 on
7
first down
yards,
and
and
just
4
1 yard
carries.
there.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Gonna have to move Judy around here.
Set. 18 Gator. Hey, Jude.
I shouldn't be telling you guys what I'm doing on my.
To throw on third down. Herbert. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a first down. I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but maybe circle this play because if they get the stop and hold to a field goal here, that's a pretty good job. They're already down on the scoreboard.
A stop now would be vital for them because it could save them from having to do it multiple times later in the game in order to either get back into it or maybe have a chance to win.
So from the
all right, you just
now,
moved up 24, and then you're going to grab somebody else. That's the thing. You can't do that. Like, you can't adjust somebody and then go ahead and grab somebody else. That's what these guys do in this league.
This first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of them at all so far. They've stacked them up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to them, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Some of these guys in this league,
here's second
guys around,
just a yard on that
and then they move some more.
Now Johnson. And they will only
see, like that one, that one's
eight.
different because he pushed triangle and brought him
Doubling
around.
this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on third down.
Tell me I might be able to.
Operating from the gun. Herbert.
Right to him.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. Down the numbers. There he goes.
Oh, I just gave him a
and he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Let's go, baby. Pick 6 all day.
Third down, passing down. They throw the extra defensive back in there for a nickel package, and it worked out.
And it's not anything that you would think is just great strategy. It's just that when you have 5 defensive backs on the field and an obvious passing down, it's a lot tougher to complete a pass. And on that play, they completed it just to the wrong team, and it cost them 6 points.
Myers connects on the PAT, and we are tied at 7.
All right, come on.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
Haven't been able to get anything going running the game yet. Running the ball.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take
you better
shape a
double
little bit
team him
now.
on that.
And I'm going to take it into the basketball world.
Thank
when
you.
you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
Second and 6 at the 29-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a second and 6.
Hey, high 7.
Second and 6. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Look at him. Brings everybody up.
Johnson.
If you make that damn block,
down about 3 yards short of the first. Call it a gain of 3.
Make that block, I got a first down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42, and it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline, they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
From the gun, Rain. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
So far, the only play has been
after
that
the
screen.
incompletion for 2nd down.
Watch screen again.
Again, the Smallwood out of the gun.
Go.
3 yards on the pickup there, and they've got it back to 3rd and 10.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Look at me, zipper. There. Yo, cheetah.
He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
Can't come out in the same formation there. Now he knows I was playing there.
Now they face a 3rd and 15 here following the delay of game. Operating from the gun, Lane. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Right where I was
They're bringing
at.
a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that tuck rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. And this punt goes out of bounds. And it'll
Good
be marked
yardage
inside the
here.
40.
Good yard line. What are we going to do to get this thing rolling for us? What are we going to do?
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
Zone.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this
Freaking
offense
hold.
moving.
Okay,
One
so
time
how
I
do
get
you
something
do that?
good.
How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't
Go
worked
to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement
That
area.
sucks. That really did suck.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. From the gun, Herbert. And he's got his man on the out route. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. They get 14 yards, but not enough for the first down due to the previous penalty.
That's what he does here. All the 4 seconds. Damn.
This will probably be the last play of the quarter. 7-7, our score after one.
Set. 60 or. 80 weapon. Get it.
Don't wait long.
On second down, Johnson. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a first down.
Wasted
they
it
like
there.
this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack.
Keep going.
Remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10.
Matchbox lights.
Now a handoff here to his running back. He'll get only a couple down to the 44. Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back first downs.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
They give to Johnson going right, and he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Playing zone.
The Lions on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 7. Operating from the gun. Herbert. Into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Don't let him take it for a damn touchdown.
The 28, and he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
That's my problem this year. I throw too many picks.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Ready, break.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, do you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football.
I knew he was going to come back
Don't
to
want
that
to get
damn
behind the
screen.
sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield.
Hey, lock it.
From the gun, they run with Smallwood.
Goodness,
He's
come
got
on.
the first down and more inside the 40. And he'll finally be taken down at the 2-yard line. It's a big play there for Seattle. And even 50 yards on the ground.
Embarrassing.
They come up in an offset eye. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. They'll try to punch it in with Fournette. And
There we
that
go.
one blown up quickly.
Blow
He's going to be stopped before he could even get started. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it'll be 2nd and goal.
Trying to run again. Just want to see formation, so I'm waiting for the formation right now. See what he's got.
Ready, ready.
It's our time. It's our time, guys. It's our time. Begin.
Christian, travel.
Looking to throw. Ray. And this one incomplete.
Good.
Too much contact to
Knocked
hold
him
on to
out of
that
the
one,
game.
and it's 3rd down.
Hopefully knocked him out of the game. I gotta have somebody in the damn middle.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already. Here comes 3rd and goal.
Go.
From the gun, Ray.
How are you three sitting right there?
Seattle. Deion Kane, his first touchdown on the year.
Like, how do you just sit there and let him
the lead.
catch that for a touchdown? I just don't get that.
That's about as quick of a passing touchdown as
Just
you'll
don't
ever
get
see
it.
right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
Yes, how did that give you the first over
people
there?
want the ball in the hands of the quarterback
crazy.
into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
All right, here we go. Maybe not.
And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback.
Let's see what he looks like here.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement
Get
here.
up the field.
They've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 28-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Pick it up, guys. Pick it up.
Hey.
See what he does. Nothing.
Here's Johnson. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
2 yards there.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles.
He's gonna walk
because
up and
we
jam
ask them
again.
to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles.
He
But when he
does.
can make a play himself, as we just saw there,
He's got the guys
that's a
to
big
do
day.
it.
The Lions on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. Back to throw. Herbert.
Oh, I got him.
He'll find his man on the outside.
Caught him.
70th catch for him on the
Need
year.
that
Like
because,
so many
geez, I
others,
suck.
this goes for a first down.
But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
He moved him down, and then he doesn't stay with him.
Herbert. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
It is tough to complete passes against zone defenses. The windows that you see open, they shrink pretty rapidly. How about being able to hit a moving target against a zone before the next guy can get there and make a play on the ball?
Not easy for any quarterback, no matter the situation, and there the defense won the battle. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Back. X3, 218, chopper. Shoot.
They'll run it with Johnson.
Stay on the blocks.
And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. They get 6 here after the incompletion, and it'll leave them with a 3rd and 4.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. They'll hand it off now. Johnson.
No
And not
block.
even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
Not the result they were looking for there on 3rd down. They end up taking a loss on the play. The only person happy
Lions
now,
suck.
the punter, gets to go out there and show mom that he gets to play in the game.
And he gets it away. A directional kick going toward the sideline. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. So well done there. And these punters, they get more specialized and better each and every year, don't they?
They sure do. And now it's really not the American punters. It's the Australian punters with their kicking academies and that flat drop and just kind of kicking the nose of the football. They're able to almost stop it where they want to, like a good golfer can check one up.
He's got daylight. And he is able to take this way down into Detroit territory. A big hitter there from deep in their own territory. 74 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. Back to throw. Ray. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Evan Ingram was the intended target, and now it's second down. Looked like he had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. And who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
Well, the window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Ray. This one complete to Smallwood. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Call it a gain of 5. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL. Being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
From the gun on 3rd down. Ray buying time to his left. And that is incomplete.
Oh.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion.
I thought he caught that for a
now since it's
touchdown.
4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3.
Should have had a touchdown. What are all the Packers doing? Packers playing right now?
And they will move up by
He's
10
not having
now,
a great season either.
17-7. So he gets a shot at atoning for the earlier miss here in the first half and able to knock it through.
And what a relief for him, don't you think? Because how many games have we done where kickers
3 minutes left, I'm down by 10.
and never gotten a chance to atone for it the rest of the game?
One
That's
drive,
a lot to carry
put it
around.
down. Don't rush. You're fine. Plenty of time in this game.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Do anything against this guy. I start changing pick those up. On stuff I don't run.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They trail by 10, 17-7 as they come up on a 1st and 10.
Like, how do you throw the ball like that?
Kenny Galladay,
like,
the intended
there's nobody
receiver.
hitting you.
That'll bring up 2nd down.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Well, it helps to have the big gun. If he could throw the freaking ball right. This is why I'm getting rid of him and trading his ass.
2nd and 10 from the 25.
I ain't paying him.
To throw again. Herbert.
How did he jump on that route?
This half, it's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And he's going to score. It's a Seahawk touchdown.
How did he jump on that route?
Yes,
Please
the
tell me
old
that.
tip drill works to perfection.
He was supposed to keep going straight. Instead, he let that guy go and came
A
up.
lot of times in practice, you work on
The ball wasn't even in the air yet, and he sat there.
Just in case the ball stays in the air for a while, to have an awareness and the ability to go up and grab it, and then you want to get some blocking support.
On that same damn
and
play
end up in
lane
the
and go to
opposite
the
end
deep
zone.
guy.
In that tip drill, what do you yell?
For
I can't wait
us,
for
it was
this season to
Oski.
be over.
Okay,
Jeez.
Oski
Different
was an
things for
interception.
different teams.
Different teams have different ways of doing it. I've heard bingo, jackpot. The worst I ever heard, though, was Frankenstein. You don't want it to be a
Too many
three-syllable word.
syllables, yeah.
You want to get it right down and go. Oski is really the preferred word.
Oski. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
Yeah.
Throwing after the
Don't
interception.
Herbert sucked.
He's got his tight end
Could
on the
be.
corner route. It's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Hey, 61 yards passing.
Down. 10 over.
He's blitzing again.
64. Weak.
Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship.
Get it.
Operating from the gun.
6 down and then
And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down.
I would say it'd probably be a good idea for him to reintroduce himself to his receivers at the half because they're definitely on different wavelengths. But I also don't advocate waiting that long. Next series before you get out there. Hey, let's get together, guys. Let's get this thing moving.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Screenplay.
There we go. We get freaking play for a change.
He's got the first down and more inside the 40. First down, Detroit. 16 yards on the pickup.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
2 minutes. And
coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jadeveon Clowney racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
go like that then.
2nd and long. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Galladay. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as a tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 26. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield. They're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
Right to him.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. Once more, he was trying to get it to Kenny Galladay, but it'll be second down.
They went with a dime look on defense. Two extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Second and 10.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Off the draw.
And he was blitzing off that?
And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. That was play number 7 on this drive, and it got him 7 yards.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Not leave him any time to do anything.
7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. The busy night continues for Johnson. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter.
Jags are kicking off. All right, 27 seconds.
And the ball smacked down on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. 2nd and 5. Toward the pylon, caught. 5 yards that time on the completion. And now it's 3rd and goal.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
They've gotten it to the 1. Can they get that final yard here on 3rd and goal? They'll run it with Johnson. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Carry on Johnson as the first half is winding down. And the Lions are able to cut into this lead. Point after, right down the middle. And the lead down to 10, 24-14. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. That's fielded in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play, because if you think about trying to fool them here, here's what you're facing. You're facing a loosened up secondary, playing a lot deeper than normal. So even if you run some type of misdirection, you're only going to fool them for a second or so. And guess what? They're so deep, they're really not going to be out of position. Take the knee, get to the locker room.
So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. From the gun, Wayne finds his tight end Ingram. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Down, 18 Gator. Look at me. Go. Ready?
First down, a run with Smallwood. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Wendell Smallwood, his 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. Extra point up and through by Myers. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
The Lions take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Ready?
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
They begin the drive with Johnson. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
All he does is play man all the time.
Here's a 20th carry for Johnson. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Operating from the gun, Herbert. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Can't get a run line. Can't throw the ball. Double teamed all day.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And fresh off the pick 6, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? Yeah.
Some games I have really good running games. And
8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. They go to Johnson again. And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll try and run for it. Here's Johnson. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a gain of 10 for the Lions and a 1st down. Obviously an important run to avoid the 3 and out on your own side of the field.
Shows a lot of faith in that offensive unit, doesn't it? That you want to run the ball in that situation. Pick up the 1st down. Also helps out your defensive guys a little bit, too. Allows them to get at least one more series of downs in order to get some rest.
See, move the corner down, and now he's somebody else. Now he's a damn safety.
1st down carry here for Johnson.
He can't do that.
And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 44-yard line.
Here we go. And 2 stop. Go.
You go tight.
According to his rules.
Go out. Get it.
On 2nd down now, it's Johnson. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
Here we go. Set. 8. Read.
Coming to you. Coming to you.
From the gun, Herbert. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time.
Let's go, boys. Let's go.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 13-yard line.
Let's go.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They built up that lead at intermission, and they're just continuing to pour it on right now, aren't they?
Locked into a really good groove right now. I don't know if it's just the play calling. I know the execution is really, really sharp right now, and all the playmakers are doing exactly what you expect. They're making plays, and right now, defense has no answer and no chance of catching up.
Yeah, they're just looking to turn anywhere for a stop defensively.
90, wolf. Tight end right, tight end right. Hey, 4 down, 4 down. Safe.
Ready?
After the penalty, it's 4 down. Room past the 20, and all the way up to the 31-yard line. 25 yards the pickup there, and also a first down.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for them. Show them that you're supposed to get the football.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. A run with Smallwood. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Screen.
Ready?
51. I don't think you got it, son.
Hey, wahoo! Big grip.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Way. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
15 left.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And Ingram hauls it in. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
First down.
Let's go now. 30 base.
Let's go.
Hey, lock it.
We got to step it up. Check 37. Check 37.
Right up.
They'll run on 1st down. Smallwood, and very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Yep.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Hill. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. They get 17 on that one. Move the chains. First down, Seahawks.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball, protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 34. Now Leonard Fournette. He's got a first down and much more inside the 20. And all the way down to the 17-yard line. They get 17 on that one. Move the chains. First down, Seahawks.
First down, Seahawks.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. This is caught. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Gary Jennings, his 5th touchdown now on the year as his guys continue to pour it on. Myers connects on the PAT, and that will extend this big lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Kill. Hey, turn 6-6. Pull it high. Go.
Throwing again. Herbert underneath for Johnson. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
Hey, orbit. Shoot.
Operating from the gun, Herbert. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Here's Michael Pilardi now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. So this punt sails out of bounds across midfield. Now the question, they're going to spot it right at the 40, the 40-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Just a yard there, so it brings up a tough 3rd and 12. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big number. But 20 was the threshold, because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. A good pickup there, 7 yards, but it brings up 4th down. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And this will be taken at the 13. 8 yards on the return following a punt of 41. And the Lions will take over. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Now a handoff. Johnson. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a 1st down.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. They stay on the ground on 1st with Johnson. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. pass run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Here we go. Let's go, D. Let's go. Hey, let's get there.
Off play action. Herbert rolling to his right. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Got to get to the 26 for a first. This is 3rd down.
Here I come. Check 3. Check, let's go.
On the toss, here's Johnson. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the first down. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And now they'll just need 4 touchdowns as the deficit is now 28. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
You better be ready. Don't be scared of it. Kill, 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 kill. Hey, check 22.
On 3rd down, Ray. And that will be incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus air, because that's a completion he makes, 9.9 times out of 10? Just missed that one.
A big kick that time, 52 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Again, it's Johnson, and he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down. That's some good tackling there to keep him short of that yellow line.
Yeah, defensively, all I'm thinking is that on that play, get me to 3rd down. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
Here we go, set, 18, Gator. Watch twins. Watch twins. Blue draw Corkers.
The Lions will use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Go. And do so.
Here, but
Go. Get off the field. 50.
Off the play fake. Herbert. And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete. Another pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game, so defensively, pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, so a lot of credit to the defensive game plan, and especially the execution.
Pilardi now on to punt as he sends this one away. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. The outcome of this one, well, we know who's going to win it. It's just all window dressing at this point. Got me thinking, what's the biggest blowout that you've been a part of as a player, broadcaster?
No, I'm not going to go to the player part because when I think blowout...
Because you won every game as a player.
No. I think about being blown out. And no one wants to go back to those memories. But, you know, when I was calling college football, I saw a game that, you know, a team put 70. I actually saw it happen twice. A team put 70 on their opponent. And in the NFL in the 2017 season, I saw one of those changing of the guard games where a team that hadn't been very good before now is dominating and kicking around a team who had been ruling their division.
And that's when you earn your paycheck, right? As the analyst, you got to fill that time.
You've got to know what's going on out there and how it all happened.
Well, obviously, that begs the question, what game was it?
That was Seattle hosting Los Angeles, the Rams.
Yeah.
Their second meeting of the season, and the Rams turned it around from the first one and blew out the Seahawks.
3rd down, it's Wendell Smallwood. 4th down now after a loss of 2. Finally, defensively, they have a little clip to show positive for actually stopping him running the football.
It's been a really long night for them, hasn't it? So they got a little bit of a win there, but let's face it, the vision that he's had running the football has carried his feet to the open spaces and to big yardage all night long.
So they'll play the field position game here as a very nice punt is going to pin them back.
Yeah, it's almost like watching a game of tennis, or do you prefer ping pong? You know, back and forth like that? But it definitely was excellent, wasn't it?
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They're going to have to go at least 50, 60 yards here if they want to ensure that they don't have to punt the ball like they did last time.
Yeah, so what you're saying is we're not playing to just get out of the shadow of your own goal line, right? You're playing to make sure the punter doesn't see the field again. So it's not picking up a couple of first downs. You want to pick up 5 or 6 first downs and make sure you move the ball into their territory.
The catch and run pays off for 29 yards. One play has him to the 37 here for 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Looking to throw. Herbert on the move to his left. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
After the sack, here's 2nd and 11.
50 to Mike. Not today, you aren't.
Let's go. Get set. Get.
2nd and 11. His throw incomplete. Shaquille Griffin knocking it away that time in coverage. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Herbert. And that is incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
First and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Ready.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. We've got a lopsided game here. Which I don't know, Charles. What does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the fourth quarter?
Hold on a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that. Know what it says?
What?
Let's discuss how we got here. This is a dominant performance, where they took control of this game, how they've managed to keep control of this game, and then we go ahead and think about how we're going to leave here and get to the airport. In a lopsided blowout, the roads are usually open.
On second down, it's Hill. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over.
Under 10.
To throw on third down. Ray, they set up the screen to Hill. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. They get 17 on that one, move the chains, first down Seahawks.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
The Seahawks in victory formation as they go ahead and take the knee.
Good game, Seattle.
60 out more.
At the 43-yard line.
4 down, check, 4 down.
The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee. For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on third down. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on off.